morning, food allergy ambassadors. It's Dee Dee Vicino from Aller Cuisine, your food allergy answer queen. This morning, we are breaking every single live rule and starting with an apology instead of information. I need to apologize to the milk allergy mommy group because I think there was some misinterpretation and misunderstanding about our post today, about our live, and I just wanted to make sure we clarify that. Food allergies are serious. Milk allergies are serious. All allergies, food allergies, and any allergy are super, super serious. My baby turned blue when she was 9 months old, and I had to rush her to the doctor because she had a severe milk allergy. So please don't think we're making light of allergies or anything like that. The only thing we're talking about today is how sometimes we have something going on that isn't a food allergy that mimics a food allergy. And these are things to be conscious of when you're talking to your medical professional, because we want to make sure that we're getting accurate information and that we're tackling our food allergies in the best way possible. A friend of mine I was talking to last week, actually, she has 14 documented food allergies. She is a certified chef. She speaks on food panels all over the country, is setting up shop in Costa Rica, actually, to start fighting food allergies in that part of the world. She is all over food allergies, which is just awesome. And we work closely with doctors and immunologists. I can give you names later. I don't want to drop names. That's kind of, I don't know, kind of tacky on here. But if you want to PM me, we can certainly talk about that. 14 documented food allergies. This girl has to be so careful with everything that she eats. And what was happening with her, like she would eat an orange and go into anaphylaxis. And oranges weren't one of her food allergies. She was eating melons and going into anaphylaxis. Melons were not one of her food allergies. Just her list kept growing and growing and growing, and she was losing her mind and getting really, really frustrated. And she went to her immunologist. She's like, what is going on? And they kept testing her and testing her. And finally, the doctor said, you know what? I think what we have going on here is cross-reactivity to pollen. It's not a true food allergy, although your body is interpreting it as a food allergy. Because what happens is proteins in one substance are very similar to proteins in another substance. And this can be food to food cross-reactivity. It can be pollen to food cross-reactivity, or latex to food cross-reactivity. If you're blowing up because of an avocado, you might be allergic to latex. Your body interprets the proteins the same. It's really interesting. So you want to avoid those foods, obviously, because they do cause anaphylaxis, which, as we know, is very serious and life-threatening. So we have to be really careful with that. I have pictures. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them very well, and my thing keeps going off. But for example, this is a picture of potatoes and figs. Potatoes and figs are cross-reactive to grass. So are kiwi and melon cross-reactive to grass pollens. So if it's grass pollen season and you're suddenly having reactions to potatoes, which you've never had before, figs, which you've never had before, other foods, I'm going to put a link to a fabulous chart by Allergic Living in the comments when we finished. So you'll have access to all of that information, which is really important. Because if we're allergic to pollens, there are certain foods we need to avoid during those seasons. Birch is another one. Birch and alder, tree pollens, all over the place. Walnuts and apples are super cross-reactive to birch and alder. So during those seasons, if you have a tree pollen allergy, there are certain foods you probably want to avoid because of the cross-reactivity. Really, really important. You're not allergic to the food. You're allergic to the pollen. But if you take an IgE test, IgE, I'm losing my mind. Your IgE test, it's going to show up positive because your body interprets it the same. Your immune system acts in the same way. But how awesome is that to be armed with that knowledge and know, oh my gosh, I have a mugwort allergy and I need to avoid bananas and I need to avoid all of these foods during this particular season, but during the rest of the year, it's fine. So really, really important to understand the difference between a food-to-food cross-reactivity, pollen-to-food cross-reactivity, and latex-to-food cross-reactivity. We're here to help demuddle and demystify all of this information, because how frustrating is it when you have one allergy and then you have another allergy and then you have another allergy and you have another allergy, and suddenly your food intake is so limited, it's so frustrating and it's so hard. So if there's any way that we can make sure that we're getting correct information and you understand the allergies, that's absolutely what we want to do. Is it a pollen allergy or is it a food allergy? It's so hard to tell. Testing becomes very confusing because the pollens are the proteins are interpreted the same way by your immune system. So that's all this was about today. Just a little information because spring is coming and pollens are going to be everywhere. And if you are having reactions to foods that you've never had before, that is absolutely a conversation you want to have with your immunologist. I hope this helped a little bit to clear things up, and I hope to see you again next Wednesday. We are interviewing this Maria Teresa Klein, who is the author of Be the CEO of Your Own Health. And there's a lot of crossover there between taking good care of your health and being the CEO of your own health and food allergies. So pop in and visit us. It's going to be a really cool time. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Any questions at all, any comments at all, I appreciate them all, positive or negative. Leave them in the comments. We'll take care of it. You all have a very, very delicious day. Thanks for popping in. Please visit our website. We got all kinds of cool things going on there, and we'll see you next week. Have a delicious day.